hello to my Thunderous Wondrous. Hi, hello. So I want to clear a few things up because I've had a lot of questions after I posted the resin situation. So a lot of my stuff, like I said, has been resin filled. Some of these are going to be more difficult to see. This might end up being a long video, but if you look in here, this was a crack that when you light it up, it turns blue. If it is blue, it has had some sort of stabilization happen, meaning typically it is a resin. Again here, this little guy, you see it was like a little cracky, oops, there we go. It's turning blue. Also though, this lights up, so you have to know that it's like the glowing electric like blue. One of you guys asked me more, in depth. There's the big one. So for example, this guy, it is a crack, and they did try to stabilize it, but it didn't fully adhere. So yes, you've got your clear glow up here, but you do see some of the bright blue, which is the attempt at trying to stabilize. This guy is a very, very clear example. This is a ginormous gaping hole, except it's not. I probably won't be able to reflect that, but that it has been filled with resin and is obviously glowing the blue, bright blue. Here's another example. If you see stuff like this, my friends, is not druzy. It's actually filled. This is a really poor example because this mofo I paid a lot of money for, because when you're in sales and stuff, you're not seeing the live action of things. This was completely in half. This was resin repaired and filled. And then that is not a stabilization technique. That is a, hey, we're going to add composite in there. This is a good example. This one was sold to me damaged at a huge, significantly reduced price. Here's a great example of the blue that it glows, right? It was repaired, but here you can see it looks a little funky. Well, look at that. That's the stabilization with ground pieces of the same sort of material put back in here. I knew this when I got it, but it was just pretty cool, and it was like super duper cheap. So here's another one that has not been repaired. That is a natural crack that has no repair, but there must have been like a calcite or something in it to create the blue. So you do need to be inspecting. Like my fingernail, you guys can see that it actually goes in there, but also these are just natural cracks. They have no repairs. So you guys just kind of need to know what to look for. This is actually a little chip in the material that has no resin, but because it's a crack, it's created a shift in how the material is done. So I drive a Subaru. I've driven Subarus for an eternity. Subaru has a knock, and if you drive any of the older Subarus, you know the knock. If it's starting to go bad, you know the knock. You get very familiar with how that works. You guys need to, if you choose to, inspect what you get. Note it if it's something that you don't like don't want that. You know, that one is the one with the really, really, really big bad blue guy. I'm not a professional videographer. I need to do better, but yeah. So when you get it and it's big, if you suspect, you guys can see it there. It looks like it's a hole, right? But my nail does not go into this one. So if you suspect it, I don't think any seller would have any problem stopping if you guys have questions. I know stuff gets fast-paced and things like that, but it can be a bugger. I think this might even show something. No, that one doesn't so much. So I had to repair a little dude myself with some glue. Actually, hang on, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm back. Here's a fluorite that I have. It's been repaired. It looks beautiful. But when you get down to the really nitty-gritty of things, you can see the glue line in there. Like this whole side is pretty, you can see the crack, and it has been repaired. And this guy I got in pieces. Can you see like the lighter glowing there? So if you ever notice a crack and it looks weird, this was actually done with super glue and not resin, which was what the seller recommended when it had arrived damaged. So I repaired this one myself. I wouldn't go stabbing anyone with it. I'm kidding. But, you know, if you repair it yourself, you're going to know it's there. But do be diligent with what you have for sale, but also be like super in tune with what you're getting in. Because if it's something, you know, maybe your seller would be willing, if you can show them that like, hey, this wasn't what I was expecting, they're probably not going to allow you to send it back, right? But they might work with you on a credit or something. So thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. I will see you in my next video. Bye.